Fire.
It's so good.
Oh, Vindicate. Let's go, bro. Go support
Right?
our guy, Travis.
So good.
Travis is doing us a crazy solid and making some one-off t-shirts for us so that we can hopefully have a lane at Syndicate. We can at the Kill Taylor.
Nice.
So
to sponsor the Kill Taylor
one of the
event?
lanes. Yeah. So Travis is doing us a crazy solid. So go
Travis
ahead.
so good to us. I am back and forth on what color I'm gonna get. I want one of those bags so bad.
I know.
But I've got like 50 of them. But I'm like, it's not the same.
It's not. Yeah, it's Vindicate.
Vindicates. And I got to buy some shirts and whatever. So I got to pull the trigger. I just don't know what color. I love the white one. The white
one's pretty dope, but I would get that so dirty.
So dirty, right? And then kids, they're always touching things. And so
I like the red one.
Yeah, you do like
I do like the red. But that's just because I'm a fan of Rich Froning. So, Rich Froning's the GOAT. Okay.
Yes.
He's somewhere around here. Where is he? There he is, right there.
I know. That's
so cool.
Fire. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so bad at this right there.
When did you first meet him?
That was at BCS. He does BCS every year in College Station for the Ronald McDonald Foundation. So it's a charity event.
Yeah.
But it brings out a lot of like the really competitive people here in the Houston area and College Station. So yeah, that was 2022, I want to say. And this was right after the election that
that's funny.
Yeah. And he was there and he saw the shirt and he was like, "Oh, Darren would like that shirt."
What's up, everybody? I saw Jake up there with the sausages. Corey. What's going on? Judy, Jody, Vindicate,
Hi,
Corey. What's up? Jenny, Two Hammers. Oh, that's funny.
Two Hammers, yes. They're kind of covered today.
So how was it?
Hold on. Corey asked Travis, how big are they? And then corrected himself. Your bags, not Jenny's hammers, just to clarify. So
I'm sure the dimensions of the bag are on the website, right?
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Your hammer
measured these, so I have no idea.
They're not. Yeah.
And I don't even wear regular bras anymore. It's all sports bras, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
Me
Why
too.
would you even?
Why? Exactly.
Did you ever go back to a regular bra after having kids?
Oh, hell no. It was worse then.
Right?
Well, yeah.
They don't fit.
No.
They just don't fit. Even if you get them, like we had a Victoria's Secret out here, so you could like ask the person to measure you and supposed to fit. And I just was like, they just never fit after having a baby. Just never.
Yeah.
Never. Nope. Sports bras all the way.
Megan, stop it. You always know that we fire this up. If the guest is here on time, we fire it up early at 5:30. I just put 5:35 in case Jeremy comes on.
You should be happy that we're here. You're always telling me in the DMs, like, when's the next show? When's the next show? We here, girl. We here.
So much. I want to do the updates with you. I also kind of want to find out how all of this happened. But since you went to we might as well start with the Mayhem Classic. That was fire. I saw you on all the live streams. Literally, we were like, "There's today." Yeah, but it would pan around,
looking at my phone,
doing work. You were doing that, doing work, right?
So weird. I so desperately want to be a spectator anytime I'm in that scenario, So it's definitely different for me having to be like, "Oh crap, you need to capture what's going
work."
on. And
yeah.
See, that's why we don't. That people are like, "What are you gonna bring to the games?" I'm like, absolutely fucking nothing. Not one thing.
Cheers, dude. Screaming.
That's it.
Just us. It was like that at Crash too. So they had invited Garrett to go be on the live stream, and she's like, I'm not here for that. Like, it's cool, thank you, but I'm not here for that. It was more cool for her to be able to watch how
they did it.
So Susan would create where the streaming was going to be on one side of. Have you ever been to Crash?
And I haven't.
So it was like moving from one side of the gym to the other side. So Susan would have to set everything up on all the angles to be able to be seen on this floor. Yeah. And then between events, he'd have to pack everything up and then move to the other part where the turf was. So like it was more
just
fun
keep
for
moving.
her
I was
to
watching
like
them move the studio.
Move
it was crazy
back and forth. So
the whole entire I didn't even think about that.
It was
I didn't notice that in the stream. Yeah, the whole table that they had everything set up on.
Yeah.
Even watching just Jonathan Ortega walk around and Souza being on the floor walking around with a camera. And I'm like, I would fuck up these athletes. Like I would trip and fall or something, or like they're walking backwards
a cord or
it was crazy.
run to the finish line thing and knock it over. Like I could only imagine.
They're so close, like between the athletes and the camera crew, they trust each other so much. Like those cameras are so close. And I would just feel as a camera person that like I would fuck up someone's like vision or focus or anything like that. But they all just appreciate it's like a dance. Like
They work so well together.
It's
Yeah.
cool.
It's really, it's cool to see. And those guys work so hard.
They do. Even like Draw Your Dagger was out there doing stuff that day, and like there was so many of them. I don't even know how I don't know how they did it, but it was really awesome to watch.
Yeah, I was able to watch the live stream on my drive home, just so I could get a sense of what everybody else saw. Yeah, and they knocked it out of the park.
They saw you, girl. That's what they saw. But so what is it? Tell me. I want to know. I want to live vicariously through you for like 15 minutes. Did you roll up and did everybody seem like they just went straight to the barn? Did you go to Mayhem, the gym first? Did you go?
Well, so I got in Friday evening, and we were already getting text messages like, "Hey, where are you guys at? You guys want to go to dinner? You want to, meet up?" So we went and met up with Facundo and had dinner, and that was really cool. And I got to see Taylor and Hiller and Souza and everybody. And then Saturday morning went to the venue pretty early when they were still doing the spectator workouts. And I just wanted to see that vibe. And that's when I ran into Judy and her daughter,
you got
Maddie.
To meet Judy?
Yeah, they were the first people I saw when I parked my car. And I saw her and I was like, but her back was turned to me. But then I saw her daughter and I was like, I guarantee that's Judy.
Yeah.
And so, I ran up to them and said hi. And they had a friend Mel with them. And then the workout was going on and we're just talking and they're like, Rich Froning's right there working out. I'm like, oh, there he is. Yeah. Doing double unders. He'd already done like 2 spectator workouts that morning.
Yeah. He
by
said
that time.
No.
Like,
and then crushed it on the thing. Hey, what's up, Grant? Renee.
What up?
What's up, Chris? What are you doing, dude? I don't know why it won't let me fill up your comment, but
yeah, so then just like checked in with everybody. The media check-in type area was the coffee shop in the morning. So went into the coffee shop and just like you walk in and there's all these people that you've always only just seen on YouTube or Instagram, like the coaches and some of the other media personnel and, like Jake Lockhart and what was that agent I ran into? Jared?
Oh, yeah.
Is that his name? Jared? I'm going to butcher it. Graybill? Jared Graybill?
Oh, maybe I don't know that name.
Yeah. So anyways, that was kind of neat. And from there, then I got a tour of the floor and everything, the athlete area in the back, just got to kind of see the setup for the day. And then
did you have like a media pass? Did you have to have
Yeah, so there were several different like media credentials. I was like the basic. Like I could get up to where the broadcast was, where Froning was sitting at the table. That's kind of where all the media people just set their stuff down. And then I could go in the little like side media pits. But that was about it. I did not have access to like where the coaches and the athletes were warmed up, which was totally fine with me because I don't like to bother people while they're in the zone, while they're working. Like that was plenty for what I needed to gather.
Did you get to meet the guy that's going to buy CrossFit?
I did.
Is he cool?
Yeah, he's really cool.
Oh, wait, is it like official?
No,
he's a good dude. Not official, but he has the most interest. That's the one that Souza did the podcast on and went down like the LinkedIn. He's a part of Hustle Up. He owns Northern Spirit, which is the company that sponsored the West Coast Classic and semifinals last year. Just really passionate about CrossFit, like has been around CrossFit for a really long time. Just really loves it. And
he was all decked out in Mayhem stuff.
Yeah.
So he's got to be.
Yeah.
He's got to be a good dude.
Big fan of the Mayhem family.
Well, I saw the picture of you and Facundo. Do you have a friendship with Facundo? Is this a new friendship or have you met him before? Like
No. Yeah, I had never met him before. But he was just so great with everyone on the team. He, was checking on us to make sure we had everything we needed. And he just was like, I watch your show. I'm your fan. I love it. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. So yeah,
Does that freak you out?
Does it freak you out that people like that know you?
It's a little weird for sure, just because I think it's all happened so fast, right? It was just like, I'm just some random CrossFitter making 90-second reels, and now all of a sudden I'm making these long videos and they're on Sevon's podcast, and people are paying attention to what's on Sevon's channel. So I just didn't know to like what scale. Like I didn't know who, because I can't see that. I don't know who it is unless they comment. And a lot of people, I would say, on the aisle, coach aisle, or the athlete aren't going to comment, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just didn't have any idea, but it turns out a lot of people at Mayhem. I was a little like, oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
A lot of people at Mayhem.
They recognized you. Did people come up to you and say, "Hi, Jenny, I watch your show"? Like,
yeah, it was cool. Austin Hatfield's mom was like one of the first people that stopped me.
That's fun.
So cute.
She's adorable.
So adorable. So sweet. And I'm like, hi, yeah.
It's
like
me.
I have to root for Colton because but Austin's cool too.
Yeah.
Man, that rope climb one where Hatfield
so good.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
The emotional roller coaster probably was the same as the snatch one from last year.
I can't remember. I want to say I think Allie was his wife, his fiance, Allie, I'm pointing like she's back here, was like right at the end of the lane there. And I'm watching her, and then I look at her and I look at him, to like see her reaction, and spins next to me. And he goes unbroken on that first set. And I'm like, he's going unbroken. And Spins like, yeah, he's going unbroken. It was wild. And then I could not, I'm like, oh, this is great. He's smooth sailing. No one's going to catch him.
Yeah, me too.
And then that final row climb, God, I was belligerently screaming.
Yeah.
Like a fan.
I was like, don't shock. Don't shock. No shock.
It
was cool. It was really
awesome. It was such a good race. Watching the two of them all weekend go back and forth was pretty cool.
Did you get to meet all of the athletes that you wanted to meet? Did you run around like a fan like that? Or
I did not. Who did I meet? I met Haley towards the end. Facundo introduced me to her and Roman. And I saw Fee in the back, but I didn't really get to talk to her. She was talking to other people. And Abby, I got to talk to Abigail Domit. Her husband was in the crowd with me spectating because her coach had the coach. And so he was in the back and he was just hanging out and taking photos and chilling with the audience. And so I talked to him a little bit. And so then I talked to them when it was over and everybody was just kind of out on the floor hanging around. I was just Facundo was just bringing me around with everybody. And so, yeah.
Do you ever get nervous, like being around some of the athletes that maybe you've given a little shit to? Would you go up to them anyway and be like, "Hey, I'm still a fan, sign my shit," or like? No?
Yeah, I've never been like I want an autograph person, and I've never really been like a picture person either. Except Rich Froning.
Of course.
He's the GOAT. And it was in a small setting and he wasn't competing. I mean, he was competing, but it was just for charity. And we were in the warm-up area together. And I was just like, hey, is it cool if I get a photo? But I've never been that kind of fan. And not because I don't like the athletes or I don't think that's cool that people do that. I don't like to bother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, they get so many people that are probably doing that. And I can try to read the room as much as I can. Like if it seems like you're having a conversation with them, if you run into one, then you can be like, hey, do you mind take a picture? Then I would in that place. But
see, it's cool. I have a kid who wants all the autographs, so I get to go do it anyway because my kid wants them.
Oh, I would do it right, kid, 100%.
So I'm like, yes, let's go get his autograph. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah, or her and Kenneth DeLapp and Vindicate were all like, Dallin's right over there. Go get a picture with Dallin. And Garrett kind of I
was like, no.
Yeah. I like Sevi. I ran into him at the games. Where is it over here? And I saw him just walking through the crowd to get down to the stadium. And I was like, oh my God.
You're like,
I wanted a picture of him. Yeah. And I think I got a picture with Rory too. I just we saw each other in passing in the media area.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, Corey Leonard. Here's the thing. You can tell Colton has worked his tail off on legless. Last year would have been way worse. Yeah. It was cool. I just wanted him to win.
Get-overs. Yeah.
I didn't care. I don't care how bad you suck at these. Just win. I want Colton to win.
It's one of those things. You wonder if he knows or if he feels the pressure from the community now, because we're all rooting so much for him and we all want him to win so badly that, you know, you wonder if he feels that, if he's out there thinking like, oh, you know, they're going to expect me to do really good on this, or they're going to want me to win this one. But yeah, he really,
he's the favorite. He just is the favorite.
I'm sure
he's the baby face
too that he's, you know, it's a little fire in him because everybody tells him that he can't. And maybe he won't be able to win the games just because of the programming and all the type of stuff. But like, they've told him for years that he can't. They've told him for years that he will not be able to do this and he will not be able to do that because of his stature. And for him, it's like, I'm going to show you that I can. I still might not be able to beat, you know, so-and-so on a bike. I might not be able to beat Roman on a bike, but I'm going to show you that I'm going to stay closer to him than I did 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or whatever.
He crushed the bike workout.
He crushed it, and he shouldn't have, comparatively to the field. Between all of these tall athletes, he shouldn't have finished where he finished, but that just shows how much he's like, you're going to tell me that I can't? I'm going to show you that I can, you know? So I'm sure it's all of it.
All right, so let's get into it. Where did Dense updates come from? Because all of a sudden you just magically appear everywhere, all over Instagram, all over YouTube. All of a sudden it's like Dense updates. And I'm like, wait, what? Where did this come from? There's a new chat. And I had to check it out. And I'm like scrolling and I'm like, oh my God, does Sevan have like a new co-host on his show? Is it like he got a girl? He finally did it. He brought a woman on his show. Let's go.
He's been talking about it for a while.
And then it was just a quick like 10-minute thing. And I was like, who is this chick? Where'd she come from? This is kind of awesome.
It's so crazy.
Did you have your own channel first? Like, had you started your own thing first?
So I've always had Instagram, and it was, my handle used to be Dense After 40, and it was my team name that me and my best friend always use when we compete together. And I would just, you know, like everyone else, just post your CrossFit videos or post something funny or whatever. And after the games, there was just so much going on. And I'm keeping up with all of it, watching all the podcasts, you know, and there was no one in the space that was really doing like a gossip column type piece where you could get a tidbit of everything that's going on all kind of mashed into one. And so I was like, now or never, like, just do it. Let's see what happens. And so I started making reels on Instagram, and it was just the 90-second reel format, just kind of cramming in as much as I could into 90 seconds. And then, a few months later, I noticed Sevan had, I think, liked one, or maybe had commented to me about it. And then, then he just reached out to me and he was like, hey, what do you think about making YouTube videos? You do you have a YouTube channel? You should put this on YouTube. And I was like, yeah, I could do that. He's like, somewhere around the like 8 to 10 minute range is like the sweet spot. If you look at Andrew Hiller's videos, when I think when he got started, that was kind of like the sweet spot for him. And then his grew, and some of them are longer and whatnot. But I was like, okay, I can't imagine having to talk for 9 minutes, but we'll give it a go. So I did one video on my YouTube channel, and I think it was when James Sprague had pneumonia.
Oh, okay,
so right before Rogue Invitational. Yeah. And then after that one posted, I can't remember the time frame, maybe a few days, he reached back out to me, and that's when he was like, hey, I want to put these on the channel. What do you think? And I'm like, yeah. Duh. That's like Brian Friend saying no to Rich Fronin's podcast and asking for money. Come on, bro.
Right. That's tough.
I mean,
and honestly, if it would have been anybody else, I would have said absolutely not. But I have so much respect for Sevan because he's been around for so long. He is the media man. I love his content. I love that he keeps it straight. There's no bullshit. You know, you're getting what you're getting. I just hit my hand on the table. And everybody else that's on his, you know, Taylor and all the guys, like, I just give it to me straight. And that's kind of how I am. And that's how I'm trying to keep it and will keep it. Like, there's no, I can't fake it. I am.
Girl, you are unbothered by the comments. You are unbothered by shooting strays. You are unbothered by any of it.
So unbothered.
I think I've talked to you.
Some of your one-liners, I'm like, babe, have you seen this? And she's like, no. I'm like, go to this post, go down about halfway, and she's got a comment, and you're like, your one-liners are hilarious. They're so good.
How are
I
you
get it
like
from my
fearless
brother.
like that? Some of those things. Oh, do you have brothers? Is that why you're just completely fearless?
Yeah, I have a little brother. I have 4 siblings, but my little brother and I are pretty tight, and
You
I
can
always
just
hung out with my little brother and his friends growing up, and so I could take a lot of crap, and yeah,
Give it
we give
right
a lot of
back.
crap.
I say
Yeah,
give it right back.
because
I
I've
learned from
realized like
him.
watching all the different players over the years, and you have to be able to throw it out there in the stories and just like unhinge sometimes. And you do it with the best of them. And I sit around and watch it. Damn, these stories are like a soap opera. You got to go to everybody's Instagram, everybody's stories. She'll come in. Have been at work for 10 minutes, and she'll come in the deli and be like, "Have you seen this?" And then she'll roll through like 3 people's stories. I'm like, well, damn.
I tell her life is in the stories. If you're gonna get the fast news, because
Mhm.
most of us don't have the time to sit there and listen. Like, you know, Seb's podcasts are great for some people, but most people can't sit there for 2 hours and listen to him just go. You know what I mean? So the quick, like your videos or the quick stories where you're just getting the tidbits, which is you just need the most important information. You don't need all the fillers. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So I'm like, you
yeah.
have to go in the stories if you want to get the gossip, because you can scroll through 5 stories and I've got 20 minutes worth of shit to talk about with you. You got to
Mhm.
go in the stories. So
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
when
it's
you
a lot to stay up on top of, honestly. Like, at
yeah.
first, it was just I was kind of looking at the people that I was interested in, you know what I mean? As far as like what's going on with like Taylor and Danielle Brandon back then and the athletes at Rogue and who's talking about the game, who's talking about this or that. But now it's like I'm making it a point to consume every single piece. Like I was already watching Talking Elite Fitness and Sevon, Brian Friend stuff and the usual suspects, but now I'm making it a point to keep track of everyone.
How do
So
you manage your time?
yeah, that's
How do
one
crazy.
you you
Because you got
Steph on
2
the other day
kids.
was like, "Are you not watching these on 1.5?" And I'm like, "Sometimes I'm not." And he's
Like,
like, "Why not?"
yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I don't have the girls all the time. I'm divorced. So I share custody with their father. And so I get to live the single life every other week. So I have a lot
Mm,
of time to myself on
gotcha.
those weeks. And then the other weeks when they're with dad or when they're with me, it's a little I have to be more militant with my time and what I'm doing and really like, okay, you're doing this. Car rides, I spend a lot of time in the car with the girls because they have practice for gymnastics,
mhm.
jujitsu. And on the weeks I don't have them, I'm still helping them out, helping
Right, right, right.
him
Yeah, yeah.
out,
Right.
carting them around to those things, picking up from school. So a lot of the time it's I can listen to the podcast in the car, I can take notes on my phone. I'm up early, so I'm drinking coffee, watching anything I need to get caught up on, and then always just kind of checking stories.
Do you use stories as almost like a notepad? So so you wake up in the morning, you go through a couple stories and you're like, "Oh shit, I saw a clip from Rich Froning's podcast, from Talking Elite Fitness's podcast, and from Savon's podcast that kind of caught your attention." Does that help you pick which podcast you will watch first? What you think the most important thing is to get at that moment, like especially when you do have your girls, because your time is a little bit more limited.
Um, I have my notifications on for everyone's podcasts that I follow. So I kind of start there in like
Mhm.
when I, get up in the morning and I've got that little red dot in the corner. That's where I'm going. I'm looking to see what's going on. Instagram definitely helps because then you get stuff like today, Froning just put out that reel talking about Brian Friend and their upcoming
Yeah.
podcast. So I already know the first thing I'm watching is that when it's released.
Mhm.
Um,
I
so yeah.
I kinda like Petty Rich. Do you like I love Petty Rich.
Well, hold on. This is do you
I
take
don't
this
even
as a compliment? Tyler said it best. Dense updates is the perfect toilet time. What's going on in CrossFit? Compliment?
yeah.
Huge
Yes.
compliment, right?
Yeah. I don't give a shit where you watch it, taking a shit, fucking watching your kids out at softball practice and you're over here on your phone.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. No. Happy to
Yeah,
serve the community in any way I can.
who says no to going on Rich's podcast? Or who asked for money to go on Rich's podcast?
Brian Friend. Jeez. I
Like,
know.
wow.
That's gonna be a good one. I'm excited to watch that.
I like the confidence though. Like, hey, confidence. I'm just as, but dude, no,
No.
that's not.
Mm-mm.
We were just talking about it before. I go get the freaking roof out of the tree line to be on his podcast. You know what I mean? Like, what do you need me to go do? I'll clean anything you want. It's
Literally.
insane.
Yeah.
It's one of those big opportunities that come once in a lifetime.
I wonder when it was too. I want to be like, when did you offer that to him?
Yeah, was it like when you first started? Was it
Mhm.
before you guys started? Were you know, I almost wonder because he has experience in the podcast space, and then you get, if you're new, it's kind of
Mhm.
like, what do I do? Let's talk to somebody that's done it before. I almost wonder if there was like that perspective of like he has experience on podcasts and he could be beneficial. So I wonder if it
Mhm.
was before he started, but
You don't think it was after the Say My Name?
no.
No.
You think it was way
No,
before
I think it was
that?
before.
Way before.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't think any. Yeah. I mean, I don't even. They weren't at Mayhem. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
damn, so he's throwing out shots from way back.
I think it's
Yeah.
if I had to guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. I can't confirm,
Wow.
but
Like, was it and I'm gonna watch it when
I
it
would
comes
think it
out
would be before all this stuff
before
had
all that
gone
stuff
down,
happened,
would be
yeah.
my guess. Because, I mean, nobody denies that Brian is not good at what he does as far as when it comes to the analytics and knowing the statistics on the athletes. And, you know, he did great on that live stream where he was running down the beach at Wadapalooza. I mean, nobody denies that he's not good at what he does, but just some of the ways that he comes off and the things he says, I'm like, dude, I don't even know
So you
him
think he wanted
personally.
him
I've
to
only
come
met him
on
once.
for like a
Yeah,
CrossFit
like maybe
Games
they
show kind of thing?
I don't know. I'm curious to see what they say for sure, to see like or if they say
Well, you
what that
know
was
there's
all
gonna be
about.
a response. Like, a response will come imminently.
He can't help himself.
So,
Like, I
we're gonna
don't know why he's picking at Hiller. Like, Hiller has been the only one that's actually been n-
yeah,
you know what I mean?
nice to him, did
Nice,
the
giving him the benefit of the doubt, giving him a chance, whatever it is.
I just always look at the fact that so many of them wanna have opinions and comments, but won't
I'd give him my liver if he asked.
for free. For free.
Jeremy,
That's great.
pull up Jeremy. Jeremy, have you put in a good word with
Oh, Jenny,
Lauren?
have you you
I will for you.
I'm sad I missed Live with Laura last night. I have to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Um,
I've had people messaging me now. They're like, "Should I watch this? Is this a good show?" I'm like, "Well, we're all in the chat, so if anything,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're
the
just all
chat's
chatting it
rolling.
up."
Just all
I
hanging out.
like it. She engages with the chat a lot, which I think brings like a little extra something
Oomph
to
to it.
it.
Yeah.
Good.
And it's more real Lauren than it is like the reels Lauren that you
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in character.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why I like it.
It's really cool to
Have
see
I
her.
told you the story about when I met her?
No.
No.
Tell us.
Okay, so this is funny. I haven't told her this story because I don't know if she remembers, but she was doing a Fleo photo shoot at my gym. So the very first employees of Fleo go to my gym, and she was there doing a photo shoot, and I had just gotten out of the shower. And I'm wrapped in a towel. And when I'm in the shower, it's the locker room, right? These are my people. I don't care who walks in.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it off. And she comes walking in, and I'm like this. And then I'm like, "Oh, hi." And she's like, "What? Oh, just came to wash my hands." And I'm like,
Oh
"Hi,
my
Lauren. Nice to meet you."
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, it was
Nope,
so
nope.
funny. She almost got a full Monty. I don't know if she remembers or even can put the two and two together because I wasn't done to updates back then. It was quite some time ago. So,
When was that? How long ago was that?
gosh, she would probably know better than I would. I want to say had to be before January of last year. Leo lost some employees, but we won't talk about that.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Well, you can't.
Yeah.
Ooh, Standy, the perv chat. I don't know. That chat's fun. Lauren's chat's fun. I don't know if it's
It
the
is the perfect.
Jody Lynn, I've never seen her
It's
show. Everybody's there for the chat because yeah, Judy's right. I'm in there for the chat. She engages and has a great sense of humor with the comments. Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
It's a good time. And
Yeah.
she
And I think
finally
unfortunately, I think she gets a bad rap because of the company. And so,
because of
yeah.
because
I love Sean Woodland. I mean, he's cool.
I love him too. I think he's great.
but I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So,
It's
but
fun.
but that show is good with just her for sure, and she talks about her dating, things like that.
It's
So
fun,
it's
but
kind of
come on.
funny.
All right.
Well,
Okay.
come on.
Sometimes,
Hey, it's not for everybody. You guys don't have to
sometimes
watch it. If anything happens, I'll report it to
or
you.
yeah, I know if she gets a date finally, that'd be
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
a normal dude. It
Yeah.
would be great.
Well, I was like, I'll look for guys at Mayhem. If I find anyone single who's good looking, I'll send you a picture and you give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Curvy
But I
adjacent.
found one dude who was single and he was not good looking.
Oh, yeah,
A
no.
bunch of married dudes in Germany most of the time, pervy
Adjacent.
adjacent.
I can't say it enough, dude. The people at Mayhem are amazing. Every volunteer, every single person I talk to, I was like, I love it here. I love my community, but I would live there.
Mm.
I would live there. Like it's what they have there is special.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back. So once you
Okay.
do start to jump off, you're putting your shows up on Sevon's channel, Instagram starts blowing up. Do you start to like do you get any shit in the DMs? Are you starting to get like any hate?
I get a little
You get a
but
little
it's like the usual trolls. So I always notice like if you're on Instagram enough and you're checking out comment sections, there's always about a handful of people that you'll see regularly that are on the other side of things that are just like Dave should be fired and CrossFit kills people and all the things.
yeah,
And it's usually those. There's one guy who owns a gym. I want to say he's out of Australia and he used to live in the US, but he left the US because of a certain precedent. So
because he left the US because of Trump for real?
yeah, I was like, okay,
Damn.
we're not gonna have a great conversation.
Conversation.
We're not gonna agree here. So, but he wants like it's a novel, and I try to respond to people, but then there's people you were just like, no, you're not worth my time. We're just gonna go back and forth, and it's
Do
gonna
they
be
really want like a crazy dialogue? If they want a dialogue, you'll answer them?
some people will be like, why haven't you responded? And I'm like, bitch, I don't know you.
You don't pay my
What?
bills. Get out
And
of here.
there's nothing
The
in this
audacity.
DM.
Get
Yeah,
outta
there's
here.
nothing in this DM that I feel like I need to respond
Want
to.
to.
Yeah,
So
I just sent
therefore,
him a middle finger. I'm like,
You
yeah,
Hi
there's my response.
do your
Mhm.
kids know about you being online like that? Do they
When I first started doing these, I was doing them in the bedroom. And I'm out in the garage now, and my man built me a little studio in the corner of the garage. And so I would do the videos in there and I'd be like, girls, we gotta be quiet in the living room. Okay, mom's almost done. And I'd just be in there like recording something I forgot or whatever. And so they'd come in and they'd be like, wait, what are you doing? And so then I would show them. So yeah, they know a little bit. They know more about the Sevon verse than probably any kids besides Sevon's kids. Yeah. I
Okay,
gotta earmuff them when Taylor's on, but my
how old
daughter
are they?
9 and 8.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, so they're like Bub or Lil G's age. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We
Because I have it
made the
on all the
mistake.
time. Like when I watch your guys' show, like they know who you guys are. They know
Mhm.
who the barbell spin. It's usually barbell spin when I'm driving home from gymnastics with my oldest. So we're listening to that. Yeah, they know
Whoa,
what's
whoa,
going
whoa! You
on.
said you got your man built you your little room for
Hmm.
your
Yeah.
oh shoot. Okay, so you're good. You got your man, new man,
Yeah.
brand
So
new,
yeah, I've been
not brand
divorced
new.
for a while. And yeah, we've been together 6 years, I want to
Oh, okay.
say.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so you're basically
Yeah.
almost common law married
I was
again.
married over 5 years, and then we got divorced, and then yeah, with Dave.
No marriage anymore.
Silent Bob.
Do you think you're
No,
married
no. Everyone asks when we're gonna get married, and I'm like, I don't know, 2050. Like,
for what? For
like
what?
what do yeah. Like I live
Like
him, you
we're
live me.
happy, we're good,
We're
everything.
fine.
Yeah.
We're common law at this point in Texas anyway.
Yeah,
So
basically yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
That's awesome.
I don't need
Girls
to bring
love
it down on your
him. Well,
paper.
they basically grew up with him if you've been together for 6 years already, so
Yeah, the girls were 3 and 2, I believe. 3 and 2. Was that right? What did I say? 6 years? So yeah, 3 and 2. So yeah, the little one doesn't know any different. She thinks
Mhm.
he's
six
been here since the day she was born. Yeah.
Well, we were talking about it the other day, and I would love to hear like your perspective or whatever is how do you introduce somebody new to your children? Like how does that work? How does that feel? You know what I mean? Because there's always the both sides of like how long do you wait before you bring a new man into meet your children or whatever. So like from your experience, like how did you kind of decide when it was appropriate to introduce your kids to him? And do you feel like that was like the right timing for you?
Yeah. He he's a member at the or was he's a member at the gym that we go to. So I'd already known him for years. I knew him and his wife. And I don't want to get into their personal business,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
she wasn't a great person. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, and we had
Fair.
unfortunate situations, and then in both our lives. And CrossFit's, it's that thing you turn
Yep.
to when things are going bad or are hard.
Yep.
You spend more time there. When I was going through all of my divorce and all that, he was going through some stuff there, so we had a common bond there. But we'd always been friends. And so the girls had seen him and known him through the gym. So yeah, it was just kind of like mom and Dave are hanging out and mom and Dave are friends. And then just kind of when I think it's one of those things you don't really know until you just kind of feel it. You get a sense of if your kids are comfortable and you can sense that they feel comfortable, then that's when you know the time is right.
Mm.
And he works offshore, so he's not home a lot. I pretty much only get to see him half of the year. Which
Oh,
really,
like a drill?
yeah, like
Oh, okay.
this last stint, he was gone 6 weeks. I was 6 weeks
Wow.
on my own, doing mom and dad, doing all the things. Yeah, so
Is it like
it's
the movies? Is it like the Armageddon movie where they're on a oil rig, like, all the way it's like that?
so those are like the platform rigs. He actually goes on drill ships. So it just
Oh,
looks
okay.
like a massive boat and they attach to the BOP and or
Holy
whatever. I don't know
crap.
stuff. Yeah. So he has to fly the helicopter out to the middle of nowhere in the ocean. And yeah, then he's out there and he works the whole entire time he's there. He gets no days off. So he just worked 6 weeks, no days off,
Wow.
12-hour days. He gets up at 3 a.m, works out, eats, goes to work, works all day,
Ooh,
eats, goes to bed, and does it all over again.
I
Like
wanna see this.
For
What does this
6
look like?
weeks.
he did 6 weeks. I could not believe that's the longest he's ever done. It was really hard.
What's the normal time? Is it like a
He
month?
usually will do like 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off, or
Okay.
it just depends.
Yeah.
He kind of gets to pick and choose, which is nice so that, we can have vacations or things we want to do together. I really
Oh,
would have loved to have him
Cool.
at Mayhem with me, but yeah, Mayhem, I didn't know. I think he was already gone by the time I found out I was going to get to go to Mayhem. So
mhm.
That's insane, dude.
Is he
yeah,
gone? Is he gone now? Or is he back?
no, he just got home.
He just
Yeah,
got
I
home.
got home Monday and then he got home Tuesday. So
Mhm.
it
Oh,
was
that's why you're like, "Hey, girl, we gotta wait till Friday 'cause,
we
My
got some making up to do.
my
Yeah.
boo is home, and I don't wanna talk to 2 women
Yeah.
right now. I wanna be wrapped up in my man right
I
now.
totally get
He's
that.
sometimes he's a little grumpy though when he comes home because he has to get reacclimated to like life here. Because when he's home, it's just he gets to work out and he gets to take the kids here and there and helps me with cooking and all those things and
Yeah.
attending to the dog and mowing the grass and all the things I have to do while he's gone. So it takes him a couple of days to get back on schedule and get in the groove. But
How much of a break
yeah.
does he have before he has to go back
It
out?
he's subcontracted, so he's 1099. He gets to pick and choose right now.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah, and
cool.
he's been doing it for, shoot, I think almost 10 years.
Oh,
And so
wow.
he gets to pick his day rate and he gets to negotiate all that. And so he likes that instead of having to, be on someone's payroll.
That's awesome.
That's good, though.
Yeah, but it's
Gives you the
not,
freedom.
it's not as secure. Like when the
Yeah.
Yeah.
oil and gas industry is going
Is
crazy,
it
he could not be able to work for like 2 or 3 months. So we have to be like really smart about things.
Gotcha. Oh, man, I can't even imagine that. Drill, baby,
Yeah.
drill. Omar, hello, Mr. Cornejo. Drill, baby,
Hello,
drill, baby.
hello.
Yep. I'm okay with that. Let's go.
He's
Bring
a
the
really good CrossFitter too, and it sucks because I always tell him if you didn't have to go away, change your life, and work on a ship and eat the crappy food and do all that, you would have made it to the games as a master. Like he's so good.
Is he really? How is he your age group?
Oh, he's younger.
Go, girl, do tell us. Tell me.
He's like 6 years younger, so he's the
Oh, that's
35 to
nothing.
39. Yeah.
That's fine. That's absolutely
Oh.
nothing. You got that.
Get it, girl.
But I like it. Get it, girl. That's right. That's right. Does he will he like watch your videos and then text you and be like, girl, what did you just do?
If I had to pick any person that he is like in the space, he is like JR. Very stoic. Yeah.
Opposite.
Doesn't want the drama. Yeah. So he does not watch any of my videos.
So
He's like, it's just too weird. I can't watch you up there. And I tell him everything anyway. Like every night he calls me from the ship and we talk, and usually he's telling me what he did that day, and that lasts about 5 seconds of a phone call, and then I'm telling him everything going on here. So it's usually he's caught up just through our conversations. But I will make my video play on his YouTube. The algorithm.
I know, I get it. Yep.
Does he have the same body as JR?
No, he is not as lean as JR, we'll say. But
I doubt it, Jeremy.
He's nice.
But I would love to see the videos like side by side. That'd be amazing.
That would be
freaking amazing.
He's just very quiet, and my sister calls him the silent stud because he's a quiet guy. Yeah.
The
the other opposite of me.
The cool opposite of you. You're pretty cool, girl. You're pretty cool.
Opposite.
That's a good question. Real quick, Judy.
I forget about.
Does he want to kick people's asses? Judy, it's okay. You can say ass.
Yeah, you can say it.
Give me crap online. No, he knows I can handle myself. Yeah.
And girl, you can.
Yes.
I see you go back and forth in a lot of comment sections. I'm like, damn, let's go. I'm so sad you weren't in there for the games one. I'm kind of sad Judge Doug wasn't in there for that one too, because there was an amazing comment fight that happened, during Mayhem. That was insane.
Really?
Sevon was in the comments for that one. It was crazy.
On the Mayhem live stream?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I wonder if you can do a live chat replay. I'll have to go back.
Oh, yeah, you can. I forget which. I don't know, Jeremy. Do you remember what event it was? I think it was the first one of the last day. I'm pretty sure when the boys went in that event, if I remember correctly. But it was a wild. It was insane. It was even too insane for Pat Lang. Pat Lang was like, "Oh, this chat's a little chirpy today."
What was it? What were they?
It was
chatting about.
It was a politics fist fight. Yeah. Yeah, D Reed, I'm sorry. I wish you were there, man. Were you there? I didn't see you in there if you were, but that was a good one. That would have been a good one for you.
Vindicate, no one has the same body as JR. Yeah.
That's true.
His lats, dude. Like that part of his lat right there, I've never seen anything like it. Like
clock. That was
so defined.
Was it
and them doing the pegboards?
Yeah. When he was just sitting there.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him.
The rope climbs.
Oh, the rope climbs.
After
Yeah, that
he was
when they did
I was
that.
like, is anybody going to say something about his lat? Anybody? And then they finally did it. I think someone was like, what the fuck is that? And it was just JR's lat. Just like we have
I don't
to
think I've ever
that.
seen him that long with his shirt off either. And even
at Mayhem.
When he was sitting there at Mayhem, I oh my God, JR, I didn't think you did this, but even as a lesbian, I'm here for it. Let's go. Let me see them striations, baby. I see them shoulders. I'm okay.
But he wears clothes that are so much bigger, but they all do.
Yeah.
I feel like they all do. Like that's Bryson wears a shirt that's like 7 times
oversized.
Too big for him. You know what I mean? I feel
Have
like
I ever seen Bryson without a shirt? I don't think I've ever seen Bryson without a shirt.
Maybe in a video. I don't
If you go back on his page, you can see him with no shirt, but not recently, I don't think.
At WOD Gods, when he competed there, I'm pretty sure he was shirtless.
I was gonna say he cannot be the prude of the group. There's no way that he's like the one
that keeps his clothes on.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeremy takes his clothes off on
for
YouTube.
Yeah.
So
I would not be taking my there was I don't care how hot I was, my shirt was not coming off. I'll do it at my gym with the people that know me, but at Rich Froning's barn, no, absolutely not.
Did you do the workout with them? What was it? Did you guys do Isabel?
We did Isabel, yeah. Hiller and Souza and Tyler Everybody did heavy Isabel and Alexis. I can't say enough good things about Hiller's wife, Alexis.
She's
she's awesome. Yeah.
She's good people. They did heavy Isabel. I just scaled, and I think I did 95 pounds. Yeah, 85
Isn't
or
that
95.
just regular Isabel?
Regular Isabel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's
It was
tough.
fun. Yeah.
I've
It
done
was
that
like 4
before.
minutes, and I'm just like, oh, cool, I'm done. So I'm walking around and I'm filming everybody, and I'm like, why you guys look like you're struggling so much? Like, oh,
Didn't Tyler and Souza do it together as a partner workout? They didn't even do it on their own.
yeah, I think so. Yeah. They were just going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool getting to meet them and meet Spin. Tyler and Spin are pretty cool. Everyone's just so normal, and I expect everybody to be that way. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like naive of me, but everyone's just so cool and so down to earth, and yeah.
That's how we felt when we met everybody. But you just don't even know how somebody doesn't like them because like they're just the coolest people
Yeah.
to hang around with.
Mhm.
It's only awkward if you make it awkward.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know why people, are intimidated by them or everything. They're cool. They're approachable. Everybody.
Yeah.
I
So
also,
nice too.
I also
They're
wanted
so
to ask you
nice.
this too for the reels and stuff. When you get your information, is it all information that you have to go out and look for and stay in people, or do people start sending you shit like they do Hiller?
For
And
the
they're just like,
most
here, look at this.
Yeah, for the most part it is, and I actually kind of like it that way because I feel like if people are sending you things, it can kind of be like you're feeling like forced to have to bring it up or talk about it, or sometimes people will send me something if I don't catch it. Like, for instance, everybody sends me stuff from Danielle because they know I'm blocked by her, but I have a burner. I have a burner, so I'll watch her
Oh,
shit on
you
the
are
Girl,
burner.
you're
too?
professional.
You're blocked
Yeah.
too? You blocked
Yeah.
Did you
everybody,
catch
huh?
strays or
I'm not mad at her about it. We actually had a conversation about it. She just didn't want to see my stuff pop up in her feed, and I understand that part after, all that nonsense.
okay?
So whatever, cool. But yeah, I was like, I still follow you on this other account that nobody knows about.
Oh no, please say you're not Mission Bell. Clock said is possible.
No,
Mission Bell
no,
is
it's
one of
not.
us.
I don't
Please.
comment on it. I don't you do anything on that account except seek. I'm only just watching things.
Yeah.
Most of you guys have to have that,
I'm
right?
blocked by Laura too, which I didn't even realize. I was like, why am I not seeing Laura Horvath's stuff anymore? And then I went over on my other
Damn.
one and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Blocked by
Whatever.
association. That's it.
Mhm.
Did you even make anything about her? I didn't even think you made it.
No, I mean, when she was
Yeah, probably.
being kind of a idiot rogue, I
Yeah,
think there
probably.
was some talk about that in there, and the whole
Yeah.
crapping on the American fans and saying that the Europeans, this
Oh
is
yeah,
how
I
we
remember.
do it
Yeah,
in Europe. Like,
yeah,
okay, yeah. You must have forgot when you were winning the games, all the cheers you were getting from all us
Was it?
Americans.
Yeah.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
Every girl should have a burner account.
Yeah.
Let's do this one. I wanted to talk about, you threw this up. Obviously, it's Hiller's post. But this was crazy. This guy, Dr. Rick or whatever the hell this shit is.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Dude's already made another video. Hiller just went live on my way here.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw his video and the guy was he thinks Elon Musk is worse than him.
Yes.
I'm like, contribution to society wise? No. Like not
No.
even at all.
Well, I watched the guy's first rant about, oh, you Googled and you found me. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. And he doesn't really like get into the specifics of the charges. He just justifies it by like my kid's being a prick and I have to be dominant and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then he gets into the story about saving someone's life, and then he starts crying. And I'm just like, oh no. Now something's not right up here.
But my
He
question
went from one extreme to the next.
My question would be is how did you get if all you did was give your kid a spanking, which is what he says, how did you get the cops called on you?
Yeah,
Like, who called?
Hiller said something about that. He said somebody kind of explained to him what you would have to do in order to warrant them giving you a charge like that. He was like, you'd have to like literally wrap a belt around the kid's neck and drag him down the street.
No, is that what he was saying?
beat his
Okay, because I was like,
oh my gosh.
It literally says torture and abuse
Yeah,
of a
because if it
child.
was just a spanking and you had some crazy neighbor calling the cops on you because you're yelling and spanking your kid, that charge seems a little outrageous for
This
just
comment this
I feel like
comment
there's more to that story.
by Brock Kirby.
$5,000 bond for abuse of a child as well. And so the other thing Hiller pointed out that's interesting is this is 2021, and he has no other content on his profile from 2021 that has his wife and his kid in it. And then I noticed his CrossFit Games profile. He's done the Open 2012, 13, 14, 15. The last year he did it, 2021. Nothing after that. So all around that time in 2021, everything kind of stopped. No more stuff with CrossFit, no more content with his wife and videos.
You're thinking he went to
I don't know. Yeah. Like,
because the
maybe he
5,000
did go to jail
the
for it, or
$5,000 bond for me did not surprise me. Like anytime there's child abuse, any sort of whatever, it is so the penalties for it are so woefully not to stay. Like the penalties should be way higher than they are.
oh,
And
100%.
they're just not, and they haven't been, they weren't when I was a kid. They're not now. Nothing's really changed. If you're a first time offender and you've never done anything, it's every single time it's a slap on the wrist, and it's so fucking sad.
Yeah.
Like we had a guy out here that him and his wife, they had called CPS on this dude, and he was a cop, and they had called CPS on him so many freaking times, and then nobody did anything. And then he left his autistic kid out in the cold in the garage overnight, and the kid just died.
Oh my God.
And it's like everybody told you. Everybody told, like everybody was notified and nobody did shit. And that's always the way it goes when it comes to kids. And it's so annoying.
So yeah.
Like I like this guy, I'll probably never talk about him ever again just because I'm like, bruh.
I
Like,
started making notes for my next update, and I was just like, I don't even want to talk about this guy.
him. Yeah.
Like, I want to go find him and punch him in the face.
Like,
You know
I get
like,
it.
I don't mess with anyone that has any kind of things with kids. Like, I
mean,
don't
Hiller
have
has the power to put
capacity.
him on blast, so I get why
Yeah.
Hiller talks about him, because Hiller has the power to like fuck
Well,
you
and
up.
he says back to Hiller, like, you don't have kids, so you have no stake in the game. Like, you can't speak on it.
Dude,
I'm just like, oh, I have 3, and if I would.
what's his name is like
Thomas
what's his name? Thomas Clayton
McCruman. That's it.
That. Thank you, Dan.
Oh, everyone's asking.
Yeah, it was fucking weird. Those videos are weird.
Yeah, he's unhinged. No, something
But
ain't
not
right.
in a fun way, right?
No.
Yeah. I had just watched that on the way
yeah,
over here.
Because the first video Hiller made, it looked like it was about to be all fun and games with this guy because he wanted to challenge people into doing horse fitness,
and it looked
or whatever.
cool. Like at first when he posted, that video of the guy.
Then 8 hours later, it was like,
I'm like, no one's touching your challenge now, buddy. With the like nobody wants any part of that.
Because the one girl did, right? Wasn't there
oh yeah, there was a lady who was
40
like, did the back tucks.
She did the
okay,
40.
My bad, one girl.
But I'm sure she didn't know that.
But none of the big name athletes are gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna jump on this guy's challenge to win 10 grand, and now there's this out there.
Now there's association with that. Yeah,
that was
Dense Watcher. Yeah, I have to give a shout out to, oh my god, I'm gonna forget his name, Taylor Williams. Do you guys know who Taylor Williams is?
No, is that his Instagram? I'll pull it up if you want.
Hold on. Yeah, Taylor Williams. His Instagram handle is TDAKid91. I don't even know if he's watching this, but early on when I got this started, I can't remember if my name was still Dense After 40 at that time, but he had commented in one of the reels, you should call it Dense Updates. And I'm like, oh, I like that.
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
That's where Dense Updates came from. So shout out to him for that.
This guy.
I think it was Dense News or something like that, and then I switched it. Yeah, and he has a podcast too. He's a cool dude. Cool. Yeah, he puts a lot of stuff out on his stories where he'll like Pet Peeve Wednesday, and he'll have a bunch of things.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So
like
sure a lot of those
grinds my gears or whatever.
Yeah. He's cool, dude. So that's where the name came from. Yeah. Other people who don't use blinkers, things like that.
Oh my God, I know.
My child reminds me every time that I don't. Mom, you probably should have used a blinker. Yeah, you're right. But I was just pulling into. There's nobody behind me, and I'm just pulling into a parking spot. But you are correct, sir. I should definitely use my blinker.
Ooh, those little co-pilots in the passenger seat.
Well, we just found
Mommy, 2 hands. Boy, if you don't shush your mouth as you're asking me for something I've driven this car plenty of times with one hand as you're asking me for something and I'm reaching behind you to give it to you. So shut up.
Yeah. Mom, you're going over the speed limit.
Yes.
Like 2 miles. Chill.
Yep.
We just found out that we have to he has to get 4 of his teeth pulled so that his big boy teeth can.
Ooh, yeah.
And girl, I have to he's gonna get laughing gas and I'm gonna have to sit there and hold him while he's doing this. And Colleen's looking at me, she's like, I'll be in the waiting room. I can't watch my baby like that. She's gonna give him all the love afterwards, but I'm gonna be holding this drunk kid while he's getting his teeth pulled out. I'm like, this is gonna be.
Ooh, I think I would send Dad in for that one too.
Yeah, she's like.
You also said
it should be me.
You also said I got this, babe. It should be me. I wasn't gonna argue with that.
Right. If you volunteered.
Yeah, and also too, they which I really appreciate, or we really appreciate with this dentist, because he wasn't like, we're just gonna sedate him and put him under and whatever. He really talked us through our options, and if we did end up deciding that he was gonna go under, we would have to get his pediatrician involved, and there's a lot of things he'd have to take fucking Valium or something, and we're just like, I was like, I'd rather not like all those ideas with my kid. Because when he was a baby, he had to go under because they had to unclog a tear duct that he had that was so bad, like his eye was starting to get really infected and stuff like that.
Oh no!
So he did have to go under for that surgery.
Before.
Yeah, and it took him so long to come out of it, and now him being older and
call back,
kind of understanding.
Wait,
we didn't want to put him through that. He's already want to put him through that. He's already nervous about that.
Damn.
So. Nope, she's gonna hug him tight and
do
with all the laughing gas and
Jesus.
Listen, I'll be there. I'll be there. I would if she said I don't want to, but
I didn't want to either. My middle one had to have tubes put in her ears when she was little, and that was insanity.
Let's see, are you there?
Like her coming out of anesthesia was like The Exorcist. It freaked me out. I was like, I was struggling a little.
Someone called for you, Dents.
Yeah, someone's calling for you, Dents.
Caller, you're on.
Is it working?
Yep, you got it.
What's up, girls?
I'm retarded. Hi, how are you? Who this?
Oh, it's Jeremy.
Can you guess who this is? Duh, come on.
Of course it is.
Yes? Okay.
Hey, I had to call in and give Jenny some love and just kind of state like a small example of why this whole Sevonverse crew is so cool, because I don't know, like a couple of weeks ago, what was it, Jenny? A couple of weeks ago, we're all watching, we're all watching what kind of show it was, could have been an update show, whatever, and someone in the comments changed their handle to what was it, Jen's Tits or something like
Jenny's
that. And this is what my point is. Unlike the Daniel Brandons and the Laura Horvaths and the insert a person who just lives triggered, Jenny laughed at it and said, "Oh, that's funny, ha 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 ha." Could have taken the route of getting all offended and butthurt and who would do something like that, but no. That's what makes this crew, to your point a little bit ago, what makes this crew so special. And I've had the pleasure as well of meeting a lot of the guys, and they're just cool people. They don't live angry. They're not ready to pounce on someone who says something unless they go too far. Then you'll get Savannah put on the dark glasses and kind of, go ham on somebody. But outside of that, it's a cool group of people. It's people that they love each other. They love CrossFit. They love people in general. And I just wanted to give you a shout out for being a part of that, and actually being a really cool part of that, because your shows are really cool. They're really great. They get you caught up. Like Travis said, it's great toilet content or whatever the hell you call it.
Great shit.
It's awesome.
It's great shit and content.
Toilet time. Absolutely.
Hey, I
Matter of fact,
appreciate
I
that
might
so
have been
much.
taking a shit while I listened to yours today.
One of her biggest
That might
compliments,
actually
right?
have happened.
Hey,
So yeah, shout out
you're
for
listening,
like
so
being
that's
a part
good.
of this crew that's really, yeah, absolutely. Just being a part of this crew that like, I guess doesn't, don't take yourselves too seriously, but like also like there's a mission, there's a goal, there's a North Star. And you know what, if you're a Danielle or a Laura and you get triggered by almost nothing, then you go do your thing. You don't want to come on the show anymore. Fine. That's cool. But I just had to give you a shout out for sure. Really enjoy what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Jay.
We love
Are
you.
you going to Syndicate?
I am. I will be at Syndicate for sure. Absolutely. There's going to be a lot of cool
Working
stuff
or
going on there.
spectating?
A little bit of both. Yep. I'm going to be working and helping out with some of the community events and trying to get spectators involved in some of the community events and kind of work in that avenue. And yeah, lots of cool little things coming up for that. Can't really talk about it all just yet, but they've got the teams and the pairs competing. Oh, am I over talking you?
No,
Jeremy?
Go. You can.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm over talking.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's good. So yeah, it'll be a good time. Are any of you planning on being out there? Is anyone in the chat planning on going to Syndicate? No?
Jen, I tried. I got her to go to Crash, and then the games is the big one for us.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna go. We'll be at the games.
We'll be at the games.
That'll be fun too.
Are you going to
I'm
the games?
definitely trying, but it all comes down to kids. I got three little ones myself, so it's can I swing it? It's tough to do it, but if I can make it, definitely look forward to meeting you. If I can't, I'm sure we'll meet in the future sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn, the chat's blowing you up again, bro.
At the games.
The chat's lighting you up again, dude.
The chat
what
loves
does that
so
say?
much.
Maybe Heidi can mercy bang Jeremy for us.
Yeah, Seema is going hard in the paint right now. Maybe Heidi can mercy bang Jeremy for us and take one for the team.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm good. No thanks.
All right, Jeremy, love you.
Thank you, bro.
We'll see you
love
next
you.
time.
We'll talk to you later.
Love you, ladies.
Bye.
Thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate it.
Bye.
It's funny.
But okay.
Oh shoot. Sorry.
You just gotta turn the volume.
Yeah. Bam. Go away.
So it's funny because I know exactly where whoever created the densest tits for the chat. I know what picture they got it from your Instagram. Because when I was trying to find pictures for the thumbnail, I'm like, babe, it's just her boobs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with it, but let me see if I can find pictures of her where it's not just her boobs.
I leaned into that one. Sevon had made a comment one time when I was still making reels. And I think he either had played he'd played a reel or something. I don't know. Anyways. And he made a comment. Yeah. Like she knows what she's doing, wearing tank tops and, people are going to stop for a pretty girl with her boobs out. And so I just kind of leaned into that. I'm like, oh, okay. Tank tops it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's funny though.
Yeah.
So you were OG in the chat. Somebody said something, or Kenneth said something that you were OG in the chat for you've been in the chat for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I've been watching Sevon since back when it was him and Bridges and Frazier.
Okay.
Like
so
way
yeah,
back in the day. Yeah. I mean, and then everything that I've ever known from CrossFit media came from Sevon. Like all the behind the scenes, everything. So yeah, when he started the podcast, I was I might have been under my regular name back then, from the beginning, and then COVID hit and I got on the carnivore bandwagon, and Sevon was going through carnivore at that time, and he was taking the Heart and Soil supplements and all that. So I was like really involved really in depth in that process and trying to see the stuff that he was doing.
That was the Liver King days, right?
The Liver King days. Yeah. And so it's so crazy because in some, I don't know how, just the way the world works out, it's a small world. I have these tiny little connections all through the CrossFit community. It's so weird. Like Liver King is just up the road from us. And people from our gym worked for him.
Oh shit.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the Fleo, I have friends that worked at Fleo. I have friends that worked at Podium. It's so crazy that our little corner of the world is so immersed in CrossFit and for so long. And then the Liver King thing, it was just
Oh,
random.
yeah, I do. Remember when Savon would eat raw meat during the podcast? Yep, I do.
For
Yeah,
real?
Yeah.
that's a
It
no.
was all Kenneth said too, like the ancestral tenants, supplements, or whatever that that Liver King pumped out. It was
Yeah. And I was always on the train that the guy was on something. Like, there's no way this is natural. And I had heard some stuff from the people that
I didn't think he
worked
was
for
natural.
him, and it was just kind of like, yeah, it's gonna come out eventually. So,
Oh, it did. It
yep,
came flying
came
out the
out
door.
hard.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did. I don't know. I forget which one he did. He either did Flagrant or he did Rogan or something. And then after that, it just
Did Rogan ever have? I don't think he did.
I
He ever
thought
go on
he
Rogan?
did Rogan. I know he did Flagrant. And after that,
I know
I,
Sevon was like the first one he did, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then he went on like a little tour of like 2 or 3
With
big ones.
Oh, that's right, with Logan Paul and them.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
That might have
and
been
then
it.
that's when
Yeah. Then
then it
it
broke.
hit the fan.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, we were talking before about how like every once in a while Sevon will put on his little like black glasses or his dark rim glasses and go, hey,
Mhm.
he was really nice this week.
He was.
There was no dark rim glasses. There was
Mhm.
no, it was almost like I just can't. Like how like I just can't. I
Yeah.
was like,
Surprised.
yeah. I was
Yeah,
like,
he took it
okay, my
easy.
dude.
Yeah.
I was like, all
Took it
right,
easy on him.
maybe he's keeping his blood pressure down. He's good, right? Like we his blood pressure,
Yeah.
everything. Like I just want to
We
make sure he's
don't
good
Yeah. We don't
because
talk every day, honestly, so, but he seems fine. Yeah.
I'm just joking around because
Oh, yeah.
I felt like something like that he would
Oh,
have.
yeah, like, very uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes he really leans in hard and
I,
goes hard,
are
but
you
I
kidding
think
me, girl? He beat up Fee big time.
he did kinda, yeah, but I think, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, what he said is warranted, and he wasn't there, so he didn't know, none of us knew, like, the conversations that she may have had, with Dave prior to that or on site at the event. I saw that Taylor had commented on the reel and, like, thanked her for, what did he say? I'd have to go. Yeah, he commented and, like, thanked her for, I guess she maybe did some interviews with them behind the
Oh, okay.
scenes. Um, so yeah, I think that'll all kind of come out. But she had commented like, Sevon, you have my number if you ever want to talk. Like, give me a call. So
Oh,
maybe she'll be on the podcast soon.
yeah, I missed all of that. Sorry, Jody. Girl, you right. I missed it. I didn't see that. I was more talking about the Ryan Friend and that one
Yeah.
that he did that he was just like, I can't anymore, or I
Yeah.
don't need to, or whatever. And I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
all right.
It'll be interesting at WFP. Because then it'll be like a role reversal. I'll be the most hated person
Person,
there.
when does
Whereas
that start? Is that coming up soon?
that event
What's
is May 9th through 11th
Are you going?
in Indianapolis. Yes, I'm going.
You are going.
Girl, you
Yeah,
were going everywhere.
Sarah Cox with CA Hormones is sponsoring that. Yeah.
All right.
That's
She's awesome.
Go,
Yeah.
girl. Get it. I love it.
Mhm.
Are you going to go to Rogue? Jan keeps yelling at me. I have to go to Rogue and share a tent.
God,
Are you?
I would love to go to Rogue. Love to go to
Such a
Scotland.
fucking
I need to get my passport renewed in case I got to go to Europe anyway.
Oh, that's what else would you go to Europe for other than to
I don't
cover
know.
CrossFit? Come on.
I don't know. Maybe
Good.
somebody that might live there who
Okay.
might buy CrossFit. I don't know.
Okay. Damn, I'm getting all the little tidbits.
Maybe.
Dude,
Oh
so if
man,
he
I
has
heard
it-
some stuff. I can't say though. It's gonna get sprinkled in throughout and when it's time
through your dad's
appropriate.
update. Okay,
But it's
that's
just like, you get a sense of who people are on Instagram, on the podcast, and there's just certain people out there that kind of rub you the wrong way. You're just like,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I'm feeling very validated in that intuition feeling when I'm learning more about people from people that know them very well.
Yeah.
So I'll just say that.
Yep.
God.
So if this dude does buy CrossFit, then it's back to being like it was when Greg had it, right? One person, one authority, one. Is that what's gonna happen if this guy buys it?
Like, you mean it won't be private equity ran kind of thing?
Yeah, that kind of thing. Like it's just
Yeah,
gonna be one
yeah.
man calling the shots, and that's it.
I mean,
Hallelujah. Let's
that
go.
would be best case scenario if
Mhm.
his interest is there. He's very passionate about the community. He's long history in the community. Facundo speaks very highly of him. He knows his vision. Rich has met him. They have that relationship, with Hustle Up and stuff. And like Vindicate saying, a Mayhem collab would, or if
With a giant CrossFit sign on their
Rich
building.
is
Yeah.
CEO, like that's best case scenario.
Can you imagine
We want this thing to get back to where it started.
Mhm.
if it goes all the way around back to where it started? Rich is the CEO, which means Dave's definitely there's a lot of people that are gonna have to swallow.
Swallow
Like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, just what what else can you do? You have to
Yeah.
be able to cover CrossFit, and
Right.
wow, that would be
Especially if the
amazing.
WFP thing fizzles out. Like,
Y
then what will they do?
Right.
Mhm.
They have to come back to CrossFit.
That's insane.
It
They're
would be
sti
insane.
they're
Um,
still training CrossFit. They're still doing CrossFit.
Well,
yeah.
I'll
I
go to
think everyone's starting to kind of like pivot the narrative slightly. Like, I'm seeing a lot of that, like, oh, well, we weren't bashing CrossFit, or we weren't saying this, or we weren't saying that. And it's like, well, but you kind of were,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
they're just going to push it off as, oh, it was private equity that we didn't agree with, not this. So now we can come back, since that's kind of how I see that
Well, someone
happening.
said it in the space, in the sphere, the Savon sphere. I don't remember who it was, but it's like they said enough to where they could kind of go both sides. And I don't know if it was you, I don't know who said it, but
It's probably Sevon.
it was pretty much they said enough but didn't say enough at the same time, so that when the narrative needed to switch on a dime, that they could say, "Well, I never said that."
Right.
Well, I didn't, it wasn't that, it was this, or
Hmm.
that, I didn't agree with this, but this
Hmm.
part was okay and whatever. And so you're saying now you think that it's going to be that whole thing of like, you're going to have to decide, and
Hmm.
or we're going to start to see those people be like, well, I didn't mean that, because
Yeah.
this is not happening the way that people are saying it's going to happen.
The way I think about it is, and I think anyone who's been at an affiliate for a long period of time could probably relate to this. It's like when you have someone in your community that's been there for quite a while, they become your friend, they're part of your family, they're in your community, and then something upsets them, and it doesn't, and they go to the owner and they tell them all the problems that they have with whatever, whether it's programming or people or whatever, and they don't like the answer, and so they leave and they go to the
Mm.
gym down the road, and they go over there and they air all the dirty laundry and they say all these things, and then a year later, guess what they
Guess
do?
who's coming back?
They come crawling right back, and it's like
Yep.
that, and it's like, okay, well, now I have you at an arm's length because you weren't loyal. Loyalty is a big thing, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you build these relationships with people and you give them so much of you and so much of your energy and your love and all of the things, and they leave and then they try to come back, and it's just like, and some of the people don't do it in the right way, you know? And
Yeah.
so that's kind of how I look at it. It's like, you guys want to be mad right now and you're going to go off and do this other thing, and you're going to talk all this crap about this thing that you were a part of for so long and loved and supported for so long. And then when that doesn't work out, you're going to come crawling back.
So, how do you feel about, we're obviously emotional people, and some people are way more emotional than other people. So, is there space, or is there grace with someone that had a lot of feelings around the games because the emotions were so high, whether it was they knew him personally, or the emotional wave that they went through, we talk about the fact that these athletes swam over him and didn't know, and like all of this emotional stuff. Is there grace for people like that said a lot of things, but now it's been some time, and so now they're stepping into this new season and they
Mhm.
are doing CrossFit again or competing in CrossFit again? Because I feel like sometimes it's well, you said this, so the door is slammed and we locked it and you're not allowed to come back to the other side. Like, do you think there's grace for that, or is it like a fine line?
I think there should be, right? Like I don't think that anybody who felt that way and reacted like I'm reactionary 100%. I was there too when that happened, and and I went through all the emotions of that, and our team was just about to go out, and holy shit, if that had been someone on our team, and everyone thinks those things and goes through all of that. And obviously there are some people who experienced it on such a deeper level than any of us ever have. But I think the problem is how hard some of the people have gone at it. And the certain people, going after Dave specifically, like, I don't know Dave and we're not friends, but you know what I mean? Like, but I respect his authority and his position in CrossFit and all the things that he's contributed and do for it. And not even like knowing him on a deep personal level, I just think it's so messed up. But I think there is room for grace. I just think that the conversations need to be happen, and those people do need to like acknowledge it and not just hope that we sweep it under the rug and forget about it. Like, okay, like, if Fee ends up having this conversation with Sevon and she, whatever she says, like, oh, I changed my mind, or yes, I felt this way and now I feel a different way. Okay, cool. Yes, great. But let's hear it. Let's air it all out, because I don't know. I feel like in our community, how tight knit we are and how close everything is and how unique we are. We want that transparency with people. Like, if they're going to demand transparency with CrossFit, then you need to have that with everyone in the community. Right. Like, and that's just kind of how I view it. Like, I'm a very open book. Like, if someone in the gym has a problem with me or something goes astray, like, come talk to me. Let's air this out. Let's talk it out. Then let's hug it out, and then let's move on. And so I think that's it.
No mercy.
Yeah, no mercy. I mean, some people just downright dirty, right? And everyone's going to have their opinions of people regardless. And some people are just always going to have the ick with certain people, but it doesn't mean that we can't look past, you know what I mean? Like, get past it, move forward with it. I'm accountability. Like, if you did something messed up, just say you did, own it, and then move on. But it's always going to be in the back of my head. Like, I keep the article of all of the I'm outers from 2020. I know every single name on that list. Like, I'm that passionate fan CrossFitter. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I remember when you guys did that, and look where we are now.
Like, for Fee, she's so young. I chalk it up to that. What is this? This is going to be her second time at the games.
Yeah, third, she said.
This is her third time at the games. Like, I don't know, and maybe this is like shitty of me, but there's more grace for me with her than there would be for like Judy, like a Vellner Fikowski. You know what I mean? Like, and that hurts my heart because I love both of them to death.
I was such a fan of
such a huge fan. Like, I always say my dude kind of looks like Vellner. I always had a little like fan crush on Vellner. And then he had to go and do that. And he's charming and he's funny and all the things. And
he was always so close. And
God, and he was so clever. Yes. And he always gave so much time to Sevon and everybody. And
then the roller coaster of every single games. Like, he crashes and burns and then watches him.
Yes.
We got to watch him on the edge of our seat climb up to, the fucking podium and all type of stuff and whatever. And, I get the emotional part of it.
Yeah.
But it's also, you look on the other side of, what this sport has given everybody.
She is not. Bernie, are you serious?
What'd I do?
No.
He has a white
word
with names.
He's 30?
Is she 30?
Shut up.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. Hey, look,
I was going to go look at the list. Was Fee the only American on that name?
Oh my God.
On that list of people who signed the letter?
My bad.
We were talking about this in the gym today. Because Vellner.
Damn. I did not think she was that old at all.
Thorstadter, Fikowski, Dina Swift, Fee, Laverne, Patrick, Royston, Victor. Yeah. So she was the only American. She was the only one from USA that signed that letter.
Of course.
Everyone else on there was from Europe or Canada or somewhere else. They had, I don't know. I feel like there's a story there, but that's really only for her to tell. So I would be curious to kind of know how she came to that decision, what she was feeling, and how she feels now.
Yeah.
Fine, my bad.
She either is 30 or will be 30.
All right. Did you go look at her profile?
I admit I was wrong. My fault.
She looked amazing this weekend, though. I got girl was on her shit.
Yeah,
She was killing it.
Yeah. 30. Nope, you're right. 30.
Killing
I did not even know that she was around like that. I think I remember seeing her at her first games.
Yeah, when did she said her first game was 2019, I think?
No, I didn't even see her then. It was
The
one with the
The
capital.
cut year.
Wasn't she
Oh,
at the one
22? Was she at 22?
Was she
I was at 22 when they did the Capitol run.
All right, we need
All right, I don't
clarification
know.
on this. Was
I
Or I
Richard?
can just pull up her games page. I got my
I am
other
not.
screen on here. Yeah, and she always she interviews well. She's sweet. You know what I mean? I don't know what the story is there with her and Daniel Brandon.
Rich
There's
was
a
a
lot of hot beef there.
Rich was a black square guy when that came out. Yeah, I wasn't that. I was bend the knee, which is
You wanna
probably
bring that
worse.
water?
Or take a knee or whatever.
Was Rich a black square too?
That I don't know.
He talked about it though.
Yeah.
Like he addressed it. Because there were a lot of people that were instantly just like, we don't stand by what Greg said. That doesn't represent our community. Yada yada yada.
I think there's great. I think Bernie's right. There's grace for people to come back into the fold. And
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
dude, my bad. I was really fucking upset. And I messed up and whatever.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
We all mess up, right? I mean, and that is just a special circumstance. This has never happened in 18 years of the CrossFit Games. Like, of course, people are going to be messed up about it. I mean, and especially the athletes that.
That's not fair. Nobody else has come back from that side, though.
That's not true. That's not the. Yeah. Chase, Ingram.
Yeah. Right.
He was one.
Yeah.
We forgive.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I mean, it's just that they haven't come and said anything. If he comes,
I just think it was. Yeah.
Cool.
The firing, asking for his head was so drastic before we even knew anything. And while I agree, everybody wanted to see something, but it was like, really, like what more do we need to really know, guys? Like, we know.
Yeah.
We were there. We saw the feed. We saw, the medical examiners said gave their expert opinions. Like, yeah, it sucks and it's tragic and it's really sad.
Because even that, I would have bet money on the fact that he had a cardiac event and he didn't. So
someone says he's not convinced there wasn't something deeper there for sure too, especially with the hint of athlete's heart, what they called it, myocarditis.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, are we all walking around with athlete's heart? Like, that's crazy. I mean, we all put ourselves at
That's like where the walls are thicker, like the lining of your heart's thicker, the walls of your heart are thicker or whatever. But no, I don't know.
And they wouldn't. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say when we all started talking about it at first, I just immediately went to he had some sort of cardiac event, whatever, heat stroke, something. And then when he was like, no, he was completely healthy, I was like, well, okay, my bad. I guess not. So
yeah.
I still don't think CrossFit killed anybody, but okay.
Yeah, I think it was like many people have said, it was just a perfect storm of things that didn't go the right way.
Yeah.
It
basically just shows what happened in the country too. It's just like if you were for one side or the other side and you didn't like each other and you just wanted to fight with everybody. It's like I don't want to fight with anybody from any other side. Like I don't agree with your position. It's fine, no biggie. And
yeah. And a lot of the trolls in the comment section who are still on that bandwagon, if you go and look at their profile page, because I'm that person, I will go look at their page. And you scroll down a little bit, you're going to find an I hate Trump post or something along those lines. So you're like, okay,
this crazy
political.
Yeah, small sample size.
Yeah, Dave derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
Like Trump
I know, I did say that.
You did. Yeah, that's right.
It was crazy to me, but whatever. Hopefully we'll get out of it and shoot.
I feel like Mayhem was, I don't know, Mayhem was like,
it was great.
Things are looking up. You know what I mean? Like it was the first thing of the season where, all the athletes were there, the media people, all the things. So it really was like, I'm so excited for this season. No matter what happens, with WFP, all the things. I think it just gave everybody a little bit of like hope and like, yes, like.
Yeah. We watched the whole thing. I mean, we haven't sat down and watched an entire, I mean, we would maybe the Open, but even then, I don't think we just sat down to watch it live and just had it on the TV the whole weekend and whatever. the announcement, sure, but yeah, we sat down and watched the whole thing.
The format was great. Like that
Yeah.
shorter format. I know some of the athletes are like, dang, that's a fast turnaround time, but I thought it was
That's
cool.
perfect.
It
You
was
think
nice.
the WTF
Yeah.
crowd had FOMO watching the Mayhem Classic?
I would.
I mean, I had FOMO watching you guys be there, and I wasn't there,
I
but
know.
Yeah.
but like,
Such FOMO.
but
It's
I
like
mean,
this is like a really like a bigger Crash, and we had so much fun at Crash. I was like, God, it looks so much fun there.
but like you said, if
It
the
was.
WFP doesn't take off the way that it's supposed to, or can't sustain itself,
Long term.
I don't understand even how. I've listened to Souza talk about it and everybody talk about. I just don't even understand how it's even possible. What could they possibly generate from ticket sales at 3 events that would pay for this?
I mean, and you look at the registration right now, we're less than a month out and they've only sold 40 something spots out of 170. So if you're not selling community division registration,
Yeah.
then you're okay. Then you got spectator tickets. And I think they estimated somewhere around 5,000 spectators, but
Even
no.
that's gonna pay for, aren't they getting like tens of thousands of dollars?
Rogue had 5,000 spectators. I highly doubt the WFP event is going to have 5,000 spectators.
That
If I
that
had to guess, it's going to be a max 1,000. That's my prediction
For tickets?
for tickets.
Mm.
It's just not the kind of, they have to build out the bleachers, I'm pretty sure, because they're like
Yeah.
soccer fields.
I mean, I just can't even. Yeah, I know
But
there were still games. I know the games tickets didn't. It's Albany.
yeah,
It's
We got
Albany.
ours.
We got ours.
yeah, it's not like ticket sales for a lot of things aren't looking great, but
Yeah, I know.
you
But
know what
also
I
too,
mean?
people aren't buying shit right now. Everybody's in a tizzy because of the stock market ups and downs
Yeah.
or whatever. So people are probably gonna hold on to the last minute and
Well,
see
they're
what.
throwing so much money at this thing. That's the thing. It's like the venues, the athlete contracts, everything, paying for their flights and their hotel and all
Yeah,
that
it's
stuff. Like
expensive.
as they're just
A lot of money.
burning money.
Yep.
So
And they think that the crowds that these particular athletes have and the following that they have, they really believe that it's going to be enough to make money off of it.
yeah, I don't when I think of like wanting to go watch all the athletes compete, Indianapolis is not somewhere I'm like, oh yeah, I want to go
Yeah. Right.
hang out in Indianapolis. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
No, I went to Wadapalooza once. That was really cool when it was at
Yeah,
Bayfront
that looks
Park,
cool.
and there was tons of athletes there. Um, but then
Ooh,
it's either the games or regionals. Those are, you know what I mean? Those are the places. And the reason you go is because the community, right? Like your friends are all there or people you know are there. And yeah, I have no idea what to expect from this first event.
Well,
So
we
it'll be
say
interesting.
like we're going to the games because it's in our backyard.
Yeah.
If it was anywhere else, when it's been other places, like we're not spending a ton of money to go travel somewhere to go see the game. So we know for us that this is probably gonna be one of the only games that we're ever gonna go to. So we're gonna go. I don't care if it's sold out. I don't care if it's small like Crash. I don't give a shit. We're gonna go and experience the games, meet Sev, meet you, meet everybody else
Hmm.
that's gonna be there, and just really go because Garrett even said like we were having a hard time getting tickets just because like between Ticketmaster and everything like that. She's like, I don't even fucking care. We'll
I'll
go
go
hang
sit
out in
outside.
fucking Vendor Village and go see
Yeah.
everybody and hang
Yeah.
out. But like it's more about going to be in the community with everybody that we get to meet, the same way that it was when we went to Crash, the same way it was when we drove an hour to I think it's called the Fittest that was on Long Island or whatever the one that was on Long Island. And then
Oh
we
yeah.
Fight for the fittest or
Fight for the
something.
Fittest or
Yeah.
something. And
Yeah.
then Vitruvian, we drove down and met Gabe from Paper Street Coffee, and we met Colton down in New Jersey. Like we just want to go hang out with people and watch fucking fitness because we're a bunch of nerds that enjoy watching fitness, like people do fitness really well. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I think that they might have that aspect kind of the same way that we're feeling with the games with the WFP.
Yeah, they're gonna do like the backyard barbecue feel if they're constructing all of the stands and everything like that? They're just gonna have tailgates out, because that would be cool if they just had tailgates outside and burgers and shit and whatever.
I don't know. I think the venue has like concessions, if I'm not mistaken. I looked at some of the venues. This one, the thing about these two is they're like really far outside of town. So you, from whatever the major airport, like the Arizona one is, it's like 40 minutes outside of town. It's crazy. And I lived in Arizona, and it's not a desirable location. There's not a lot going on around it. But if you're going and you want to stay close by, right? You don't want to be spending all your time driving around. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna be like. It's crazy. But I guess, like you guys said, if you're local to that, then yeah, you'll
Yeah,
go.
you're gonna
So I'm
go.
interested to see what the community involvement is in and around those areas. Because if you look at the affiliate map, it's somewhat densely populated with CrossFit affiliates around Indianapolis, and then Cleveland's not that far either. So we'll be curious to see what the turnout looks like.
One last
Vindicate said, what did he say on there? Oh, when do WFP tickets go on sale? They're already on sale. They've been on sale for the first one anyway. But we don't get to see what that's like, so we won't know until we get there. We can only see the VIP ticket sales. As
professional podcaster, Bernie Gannon, as professional podcasters, our games related expenses tax deductible. Just put out some content.
Yeah.
I guess. Totally could.
We don't know yet.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm considered.
I'm new to all this. I have no idea.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Nope. We're going as fans. We're going as fans.
What? Oh, hey Heidi, what's up, girl? One thing I did want before we get out of here, I wanted to ask you this, since we were on the topic just before we got to the expenses and taxes. But you have a handful of the WFP athletes that have 1 foot in the WFP and 1 foot in the games, right? They're doing both.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have those handful of athletes that are only doing the WFP because they're out, black square, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So what I was trying to get into is, if something happens and the WFP doesn't sustain itself, those athletes that were doing both can just hop right back into CrossFit, right? No problem, no fuss, no muss. No one's going to say anything. What about all those other athletes? Are they just going to because they're not doing the games based on principle, right? Like that's their moral
So they
code
say.
and principle.
So they say.
So do they just ask to come? Do they just totally have to be hypocrites and turn around and come back to CrossFit then?
I mean, yeah, or call it a day and retire and find a new sport, go back to rock climbing or whatever she did.
No, I don't want to. Let's turn them into villains. We need the villains in Cross. I mean,
I mean, some of them are on the verge of retirement anyway, but I guess for the ones that aren't, yeah, I mean,
Bernie is our Bernie's our CPA right now. He said, Colleen, going as fans can only hurt us at all.
My bad. I'll keep my mouth shut. My bad.
Yeah.
Going to do work.
Yes, of course.
Going to do work, of course.
Of course.
You know what's going to be interesting this year is now you have athletes who are specifically only doing WFP, and you have athletes who are specifically only doing the games. And so now those two things, it's like, well, like for instance, Abigail Dommett, she's only doing the game season. So she doesn't have to worry about all the other training and all the other events for WFP. She can fully focus on peaking for the games. And then you have the athletes that can solely focus on peaking for those WFP events. So it's going to change what the field looks like when these athletes who have done 3 or 4 events for the WFP have to come back over here and then still compete there. Like I'm curious to see how this whole season plays out from that aspect. Like, what is that going to look like? Is it going to be too much on them? Are their performances going to be subpar because they're just beat down and worn out and or not peaking and not ready or overworked? I don't know. It's crazy.
Do you think that WFP will make them sign is it called a non-compete or something or whatever?
If they get a title sponsor for next year, 100%. They should. Why wouldn't you? Because then you're compete. Like, yeah. Why would you pay these people who are going to go over and compete over here
That's
It wouldn't make any sense for them not to.
I'm interested to kind of see
Yeah, I
how
wanna
that plays out if they do get to that point and what the athletes will do. Because
They're
if
gonna have to. Sorry, you go.
no, I was gonna say because if they're gonna put them in contract where you can only compete in our titled events, they better put on more events or they better pay these athletes a lot of money because you have these top athletes that
Mhm.
can go to Rogue and make some money at Rogue. Then you have them going to, through the games and they make some money through the games. Whether they win the games or they don't, they're going to walk away with some money. And then they do all these other events. Like, Colton did Vitruvian Games. He walked away with, I think, 3 or 5K, or Kill Taylor or all these other
Mhm.
places where these athletes can make money. Like, you either better make sure that you give them a contract that's going to give them more money than all of these other events combined.
Combined. Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
are they gonna do that?
And the prize money too for each event would have to be more. I didn't even.
So much more, yeah.
That's the thing though, is like if they do ask for exclusivity, would they not allow them to do Rogue? Because Rogue is a month before the finals. And if
Right.
you tell them they can't do
Can't do
Rogue,
Rogue.
you are shooting yourself in the foot. Like you're
Right.
done. Like
Or
don't.
are they gonna put their foot in their mouth and make that the exception? But Rogue is a CrossFit event.
Right.
Also, Guy
And Rogue is Rogue.
Right.
Yeah, Guy did the Open just so he could have points to be able to go to Rogue.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
what? I mean,
Shady.
there's no this. This is so dumb. But then
I
they're
know,
gonna
it
say, "I'm
is.
only not gonna do it if Dave's involved in it." It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's still CrossFit. Dave is CrossFit. Like, what do you do? Your whatever your values are about this are pretty
Mhm. Well,
mediocre.
Guy's a good example, right? So, like, let's say hypothetically, Malik buys CrossFit, Rich becomes CEO. He's a Mayhem athlete. Like, that's Mayhem is your family. If they're a big part of what's going on in CrossFit, are you going to do it then? Or are you still on the stance like, because I don't see a scenario where Rich is like, Dave, you're gone. Like, no, I don't see that happening. So I would, yeah, there's so many different ways that this can go.
Girl, thank you so
Girl.
much for this.
Yes, thanks for having me
This has
on.
been
I love
fire.
you guys. I don't like
Thank
to do podcasts. Like, I just feel so weird. I'm like, I'm
No, it
just
was
gonna
great.
delete.
It was fun.
But I absolutely love you guys and support your show, and you guys are great. So
Thank
We
you.
totally appreciate it.
We need more
Yeah.
girls. We need more girls to
Come
hang
hang
out
out.
with. Like, we realized I was
Girl
going through all of our
time.
stuff and I was like, God, we just talked to a lot of men. Like, we
Yeah.
need some women in
Yeah.
this space.
Don't do this. They're gonna call us sexist. They called us remember Caleb called us sexist last time we said this shit.
Did
They'll
he
be
really?
They'll be fine.
He was messing with
Well,
us when
we
Laura
need
was on.
girls that have thick skin and are not
Yeah.
afraid to talk a little trash. You know what I
That's
mean?
that's
That's the
fair.
hard part. We're few and far between.
The
Although there's some people at my gym. Come to my gym if you guys want to see. Like, we
You-
talk a lot of trash at our gym.
You are you one of the ones are you in the locker room chat yet?
No, me?
Yeah. In the
No,
boys
I am
locker room
not
chat?
in the boys chat, and I
Ugh.
think probably for a very good reason.
Yeah, I
I
said the same
think that's
thing.
different.
I think they send butt pics and shit in there.
Yes.
So yeah, like it's
Yes.
they're great. All of them are great, and I'll chat with them like on the side.
Outside of the
But yeah, I kind of like that they kind of keep me on the outside because then it leaves me free
true.
to just do my thing, and it doesn't, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I feel like I get to consume the stuff. I get to put it all together and then put it out there, and it's like that stuff is already out there. I'm just piecing it all together and combining it for everybody else. So it's not like I'm playing favorites to anybody or anything like that. But I will tell you who I like and don't like. I'm just
This
going to
is
be
very
honest.
true, Kenneth. Ain't no one love men more than the
The
Glintons.
Glintons,
We love
yeah.
our men.
We do. I love our
do
dudes.
love-
We got
we
some good
do,
dudes
do.
around this.
You
Jenny
do.
needs to be Jenny needs to be a regular on here. She's great. We're trying
Thanks,
slowly.
y'all.
We're slowly reeling her in. We've been working
Reel
on
me
this
in. I would do it for y'all,
for a
100%.
little bit. Jenny is a
Somebody
badass.
else asked me to be on a podcast, and then he got butthurt when I told him I was like, I don't really like to do like that's not my thing. And then he sent me a screenshot of y'all, and he's like, "Oh, you don't want to be on podcast?" And I was like, well,
You're like different.
they're the gluten
us.
things.
They're
They're in the
us. Like,
Sevonverse. They're in our
Yeah.
it's an like they're the
like,
exception
you are not us.
to that rule.
You are not us.
That's fair. Kippen, what's up, dude? Your last shit was pretty funny. I'm gonna make
Dude,
a Hyrax meme with Jenny at Syndicate.
when
That's fire.
he's running around like this, I'm literally just fucking dying,
Crying.
spitting out my coffee. The wigs, like, oh please, it's so good.
Oh, please wear a Jenny wig when you do that. Then
Holy crap, that would be
Can you
so
look like
good.
twinsies? Can you twinsy with her? That would be
Oh my
amazing.
And
God.
he needs to get boobs.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Boobs
Oh
in
my
and the
God.
wig, it would be
Grant,
Yes.
gold.
do it.
Do
That's amazing.
it. I think
Jan,
he said
that's
he'll
how
be
he
at
actually runs.
TFX too. That's actually
that's
how he
fire.
runs, Jan. I have to get caught up on some of Jake Chapman's shows. I've
Yeah,
been slacking.
I know.
If you guys are not watching, be sure to watch the base show. Those are great.
Yes.
Yeah, they are great.
They're awesome.
They had an affiliate on there that actually, or somebody on there, who went to a gym that was just down from here. Used to go to Skyline, and I know those guys. Those guys who started Skyline were at the very first gym that I started at, and everyone at that very first gym in the Houston area back in 2010 all kind of branched out and started opening their own gyms. So that's kind of how the spider web grew in Houston. And I was like, oh wow, that's just such a small world.
I feel like CrossFit feels so big sometimes, and it's so small.
So small,
We talk
yeah.
about that all the time. It is so small, but to us, it feels so big. But
Mm-hmm.
everybody is connected somewhere.
And I bet to the outside
follow them
world
on
too as
IG
well.
if you can, or grab
Yes.
your kid's phone and use your kid's phone to follow them on IG. So that's what I do.
Beast.
Yeah.
But
I'm so happy for him.
yeah, it's really cool.
Mhm.
Crushing it.
Yeah.
Love their
so-
accents too. Like,
Oh
give
my
me an
God.
accent, I'm glued in. I'm not turning it off.
I have been training.
Do you need
to be-
subtitles anymore, Jen? Or do you know
I
what they're
don't.
saying?
No, I can't watch it on 1.5. There's no freaking way. Like, I have to watch the whole entire thing. So usually if I'm cooking bread or whatever, I'll just put it on the TV and the girls will be doing homework or something and I'll just let it play there.
Yeah, go
Jake's
check
gonna
out
watch
Outside the
those
Box
later.
too. That shit's
Oh
funny
yeah,
too.
Outside the Box. Yep.
Go look at Outside the Box too.
Ooh, Vindicate might be at TFX. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. All your boys will be there.
Yeah.
See, it's the boys. You just need a voice.
That's the
Mhm.
boys.
That's it.
I'm gonna
All
try
right, guys,
to
we're
go.
going to say
guys.
goodbye to you, Jenny.
Okay,
hang out with us.
bye.
Yeah,
Thanks so
don't go
much.
yet.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Love you. Thanks for hanging out. Deuces.
See you Sunday.
Yeah.
See you Sunday. Bye.